WVW-TV has reported that US Air Force Lieutenant General Thomas McInerney has openly called on the president to realise the severity of the cyberwar assault that has occurred in the US. Rigged elections have been used to snatch the election win away from President Trump, and McInerney is appealing to Trump to halt the takeover. National security has been undermined and mass arrests of traitors have become necessary, says McInerney. With many government officials turning rogue, they have attempted to initiate a coup to seize power, and corporate media and big tech have colluded with them. This amounts to acts of treason as cyber weapons and technology have been used in a deliberate attempt to manipulate the election process and overthrow the government. It has happened under the disguise of darkness as most Americans lay sleeping, expecting to wake up to see President Trump with a resounding victory. Instead, corruption had turned Trump votes into ballots for Biden. A state of emergency should be declared, says McInerney, and this is in accordance with the emergency executive order that was signed by President Trump on September 12, 2018. Sanctions need to be imposed on any foreign institutions, companies or individuals that interfere in any way with the US elections. General McInerney also suggested that the president should suspend the inauguration set for January 20 until the truth is revealed. The American people demand action from the president. Free elections in the US will be a thing of the past if the election fraud is not thoroughly exposed, says McInerney. Barrister Lynn Wood, an attorney for President Trump, tweeted on December 1st that the We the People Convention calls for President Trump to invoke limited martial law to conduct a new election. President of the Tea Party affiliated with We the People Convention took out a full-page ad in the Washington Times and says the US military needs to be involved to oversee a new election that is fair if legislators, courts and Congress refuse to follow the Constitution. The US is teetering on the edge of a civil war and limited martial law would be preferred to that. Lin says Communist China is leading the nefarious efforts to take away our freedom. In another tweet from Lin Wood, he revealed he had been given information that the CCP purchased Dominion Voting for $400 million on October 8 this year. Although it hasn't been verified yet, if it is proven to be true, it implicates the CCP in an attempt to overthrow the US government in a shocking move to occupy the United States. On December 1st, US Attorney General William Barr stated that he had not seen any fraud affecting the results of the election. The Trump team immediately issued a statement criticising the Department of Justice for its inaction on election fraud. Attorney Wood called for the immediate dismissal of Barr. Trump's legal team, leading attorney Rudy Giuliani and senior legal counsel Jenna Ellis, said in a statement that the Department of Justice's investigation is not relevant. They have collected enough evidence to show that there are election fraud problems in at least 6 states. Many eyewitnesses also stated that they saw crimes related to voter fraud. In contrast, the Ministry of Justice did not interview a witness, did not review any voting machines, and did not use their subpoena power to determine the truth. They said that Barr's opinion seemed to indicate that the Ministry of Justice had no knowledge of the situation and did not investigate a large number of violations and frauds. The founder of Project Veritas, James O'Keefe, is an expert on the art of exposing corruption in high places, and he has hit the mark with his expose of CNN. O'Keefe called the CEO of CNN, Jeff Zucker, to inform him that he had been recording morning conferences that Zucker conducted with staff for the past 2 months. A stunned Zucker couldn't leave the phone quick enough and threatened police action. Meanwhile, O'Keefe has begun to release the recorded calls implicating Zucker and others in biased reporting of the 2020 election, implicating them in voter fraud. O'Keefe said they had been tapping CNN's phone calls for 2 months and everything was recorded. He asked CNN whether he still felt that he was the most trusted media in the press, saying these phone calls show that CNN is not a truly independent media. O'Keefe continued, saying, "Do you still feel that you are the most trusted name in the press? Because I have to say that from the calls I heard, I'm not sure. We got a lot of recordings showing that you are not really such independent journalists." O'Keefe said Zucker is sure to be shaking in his boots. Such breaking news is sure to lift the spirits of those many netizens who follow the US election and give them hope that the corruption that has stained the media for so long is finally being exposed. When the time comes, these corrupt leftists and Joe Biden will be looking at the gates of Guantanamo prison.